Sorry about that, guys. We were just fixing that audio issue, and I did see it in the chat, but there's not much I can do from this point. So we will get the chat up and running and ready to go. But anyway, let's crack on from what we were talking about. It is Brighton against United tonight.
Yeah.
Brighton, I was going to say they've had a little bit of a drop-off lately, but they didn't because they hit 6 past Wolves.
Yeah. They rested infinite levels of quality in terms of Matoma and Caicedo and McAllister. They didn't start those players, and some fresh players rocked up and slapped them 6-0, and it was an incredible performance. And I don't think it got the light that it really should have got. But this team right now, they're with the games in hand that they have. If they take care of business and they keep playing the way they've played all season, they can make a Europa League spot. They're in actually a better position, you could say, than an Aston Villa. And obviously Tottenham's situation is kind of weird and ropey with Mason. Don't get me wrong, you guys are obviously, you're fighting and you are getting goals.
Fighting.
So it's actually, I'd say it's better than what it was.
I agree. It should have happened after Conte.
Yeah, so it's an interesting battle for those European spots, those Europa League and Conference League spots, but Brighton are in a good position, and I'm impressed, especially after bouncing back from that semi-final. Obviously defeat to United, they have an opportunity to get revenge, and I'm sure they'll be up for it at the Amex, 100%.
Yeah, I would think so. United have actually lost 3 of their 5 games against Brighton at the Amex. They've only won 2.
I think Brighton were the
highest loss rate at any ground they've played at more than once.
I think Brighton were the team to beat them at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
I think, is that their only defeat at Old Trafford as well, I think, this season?
Quite
I think
possibly.
it might be. And Brighton, under Graham Potter, went there and beat them. Brilliant performance at the start of the season. Obviously, Ten Hag was still getting to grips with the league and whatnot. So yeah, these two got some history, and I think it's gonna be a great game. I'm interested to see Man United side of things, because the thing is with Man United is in the semi-final they got the job done, but they weren't completely convincing. No. I think Brighton could have won that game if Wan-Bissaka wasn't having this incredible masterclass against Matoma, game of his life. And say a Ferguson was in the box instead of a Welbeck, and at times I think it could have gone towards Brighton's direction a little bit.
Yeah, what's your prediction then?
I'm gonna go with a Brighton win. I'm gonna go 2-1 Brighton.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 2-0.
Yeah.
2-0 Brighton.
I did give it to United on Big Six, but I've changed my mind now.
I'm gonna give it Brighton.
I think Brighton will get that.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Wolves against Villa. Really interesting stat here, because we are so complimentary about Unai Emery and the job that he's been doing at Villa since coming in.
Yeah.
But he is actually winless in all 4 of his Premier League meetings with Wolves. He's drawn 3 and lost 1. No side has he faced more often without ever winning in the competition.
Yeah. This guy, I mean, what he's done for Aston Villa has been incredible, right? And the defeats that have come against Man United, Arsenal and City are the only defeats in like the last 12. Everything else has just been straight wins.
And at the moment, they're 7th in the table. They're joint on points with Tottenham.
Yeah.
If they win tonight, they can go, if my maths is correct, they can go above 6.
6 points. Is it?
Yes.
Villa right now, I want them to make Europa League as well. If I'm picking between them and Brighton, I'm giving it slightly to Brighton, just because I know Villa have got some tough fixtures. I need to check Brighton's fixtures again. But Villa have been brilliant. And Ollie Watkins, since Ings has left, the way that he's just taken that position, I've seen him getting links to Bayern Munich. I'm not saying that it's concrete and it's definitely going to happen. It's going to be a thing. But the fact that that's even being mentioned just goes to show the upturn in form from him. And even Konza and Mings, they've actually vastly improved.
Yeah.
I used to give Konza and Mings so much stick because they just used to make such crazy errors, and individual moments would just come out of nowhere and kind of jeopardize everything that Villa were trying to build back there. But these two under Emery have been a lot better in build-up, just defending in terms of isolation when they're dealing with their 1v1 moments. They're handling business. They're very dominant in the penalty box as well. Obviously, they're both extremely tall. So, yeah, I'm very impressed with Villa. Just back to front right now, they're really doing very well.
Yeah, I agree with you. What's your prediction? And obviously, confidence is going to be low for Wolves.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Villa. I think Villa are going to win 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wolves F1 says Wolves are a monster at Molineux. They bounce back easy. Midlands Derby win 3-0. K1-2K21 has got Wolves winning. Come on, Diego Costa. Ridwan says Liverpool and Brighton will get Europa League places. Marcus Rashford FC says we are United haters. We're not. We're just Brighton lovers. Joy, let's talk about Tottenham and Crystal Palace.
The floor is yours.
I don't
honestly.
even want the floor. I really don't want the
The
floor.
last game you guys played was that Liverpool game,
Yeah,
right?
that Liverpool game where it just, completely just broke your heart. But again,
I think it was vastly entertaining.
it was extremely entertaining if you're a neutral or if you're a Tottenham hater. It was not entertaining if you were a Tottenham fan. As I said on Monday's show, to go 3-0 down after 15 minutes, just gifting them goals, it is absolutely not acceptable. I like the fight that they showed. They do look, weirdly enough, improved under Ryan Mason, if I can say that. But again, you get yourself back into the game, you give away a goal literally 90 seconds later, and that's that. And you can't do that against any team, definitely not at Anfield.
It's just ironic that Richarlison finally gets a goal after it not being ruled out offside, obviously, this time. And he celebrates, and then it just ends up being nothing.
My guy needs to stop taking the shirt off, because every time he takes his shirt off, it then gets ruled out for offside.
And he gets booked as well.
And gets booked. Yeah, he's got more bookings than goals. But yes, they are at home to Crystal Palace. Michael Elise has provided 9 assists in the Premier League this season and could be the first Palace player to reach double figures in a single campaign.
Crystal Palace under Roy.
Mad.
Unbelievable, I must say.
Roy is cooking.
Much better than I expected.
Same. I don't think anyone expected. Everyone probably thought it was going to be the same type of football that they played under Roy the last time. But this is attacking, free-flowing.
Very free-flowing, loads of goals. Very attacking, like you said. Alicia, Eze was doing brilliantly as well.
They had a good game last week as well, that 4-3.
Yeah, against West Ham. So this is going to be a tough game for you, because Palace are one of those teams that I would have assumed at this point would have been on the beach and would kind of just be going through the motions. And the same kind of applies to Fulham. But we're seeing that these teams are still extremely competitive. Fulham midweek were really competitive in that game against Liverpool. Only just narrowly, lost that game due to a penalty that really is controversial from Diop in terms of that moment. And Palace the same. In fact, if anything, they're just getting better and better.
Yeah.
With the pressure being off them, now that they're definitely going to stay up, they've obviously hit the 40-point mark. They've gone above us. So
you're still waiting. The search goes on. That 40.
Yeah, Crystal Palace have hit 40 points before us, and I think they could do some damage at your stadium.
Yeah,
because your defense is.
Obviously, the defence is woeful.
Awful.
And I have to say, coming off the back of that, in a way, I would have preferred to lose that game just 3-1 as it was, than to kind of get themselves back into it and then just be heartbroken like that. What that's doing to the confidence of the team, that it's minimal as it is. But
there should be loads of goals in this game.
There should be loads of goals.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows? This is actually a good stat for you. Tottenham have conceded 57 Premier League goals this season. It's 15 goals in their last 4 games, the most in a single campaign since 2007-2008. So again, it's not something that they really do well. 13 goals in the opening 15 minutes of Premier League games this season. So if they are to try and get something out of this game with it being at home, they're going to need to make sure they come out the blocks, and defend.
So you're saying Tottenham need to not concede 3 goals inside 10 minutes?
I'd say Tottenham need to actually not concede any goals inside the first 15-20 minutes.
Whoa.
Because I think if they get one, then it's a bit like, where it's like, what's it called? Where it's like flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like flashbacks.
Of course, definitely.
If they concede a goal in the first 10 minutes, then again, like, they're thinking, oh my God, it's happening again. They need to kind of like stop the rot.
It's only been away from home though. I mean, the Man United game at home.
No, United at home, we conceded, I think it was.
Was it early on?
8 minutes.
Oh, okay.
8 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah, 8 minutes.
2-0 down and then had to come back to 2-2.
Yeah, we're cooking. The stove's not on, but we're cooking. We are cooking. What's your prediction for this game?
I've got to go with a goal fest. Absolute goal fest here. Palace can't stop scoring. You guys can't stop conceding and scoring. And Palace conceded loads against West Ham as well. So I'm going to go over 3-3. I think this is going to be I think it has to be a brilliant game, just based on previous results. It has to be.
I'm going to go with a 3-2 Tottenham win. I'm going to back.
Do you know what? As a footballer, I'd rather have Mbappe. But for what Haaland is more like a calming character and seems to just tunnel vision focus on scoring goals, I think for team ethos, Haaland might be better. Obviously,
Haaland.
Mbappe's got a bigger ego. It might come with more drama.
I want Haaland all day long. Benny Messi says, what do you think of Jude Bellingham going to Real Madrid? I believe Liverpool, if they put the money down for them, he would have chosen them. I'm a Liverpool fan.
You guys, you don't have the facilities. I've said it, and Liverpool fans have been trying to tell me that this deal's done and, it's definitely going to happen. But then at the same time going up against FSG and saying, where's the money? So it didn't make any sense, especially when Liverpool need multiple positions. If Liverpool only needed one player, then I think they would spend the money on Bellingham. But because they need maybe 2-3 midfielders and they need a centre-back and they need a fullback. You know, I don't think it was ever going to make sense, and it was never adding up to me. So yeah, it's good to see that. You know, it's all done and dusted now, and he's going to Real Madrid. At least he's going to Real Madrid, and he's not going to Manchester City. Yeah. I think that's a good thing for the league. For the league, yeah.
Dembo Mitro says, Abby, why do I hate United? Spurs and United are not rivals. I don't hate United. Just I think Brighton will win the game. I don't hate United at all. I really don't. It's not personal. It's just my prediction.
They're saying you got baited by the super chat.
Why? It was Benny Messi. Why?
Don't say it again.
Why is that?
I don't know. Hassan said you've been baited. We'll talk after.
Okay, we'll talk after. I don't know why that's being baited, but either way, it was a good question. So if I've been baited for it, then I've been baited for it.
I don't even know what's happened.
Do you know?
I don't know. I haven't processed the situation yet.
We can't process
I
it.
can just see everybody's just laughing and I'm just not involved.
Well, it was a good question. So there we go. If I got baited, I got baited.
I'll be looking forward to the clip.
Yeah, me too. Manchester City against Leeds. City absolutely flying. They're back to the top of the table. Leeds, Big Sam says he's better than Pep, he's better than Klopp, he's better than Arteta. This man,
the confidence
I love him.
Oozing.
I love it.
Confidence is oozing from this man right now. I didn't expect that from him. I'm not gonna lie. He's basically coming and saying that in terms of football knowledge, and if he was a football encyclopedia, he is saying that he is levels.
Yeah.
With these top managers, obviously, and I did ask the question, and I'll ask it again to the chat right now, because if you put Pep in Sam Allardyce's position with the fixtures that they have left, do you think Pep would get Leeds out of the relegation battle? You know, if you were to swap the roles reverse and give Pep this Leeds team?
No, probably not, because it's a manager that's never been in that situation before.
Yeah.
But then if I would arguably put Sam Allardyce
in the
City job, do I think Sam Allardyce could win City
the
league? No, I don't.
So it's like different jobs, you know, for the different profiles of manager, and it's like, what do we respect more? Obviously, we're going to always kind of look towards the top and the glitz and the glamour and the titles and the wins, but this is equally important for Leeds to stay in the league, and it's just equally as difficult a job to stay up with the fixture list that they've got coming up in comparison to City closing the title. You know, both jobs are difficult in their own merit, so I can understand why he feels like, even though he's not one of the top managers in terms of winning trophies and profile, what he does in terms of saving teams from relegation, he feels like he deserves his credits.
I think you can give someone their flowers for it. Not everyone. It's a bit like Sean Dyche. Like, no one always is going to appreciate the type of football that they necessarily play, but if you can keep teams in the league, it's like Neil Warnock. You know, we'll get teams promoted, but not particularly the Premier League manager. But you have to still give them credit for the job that they can do. But it's going to be interesting to see how, you know, he sets Leeds up, what type of football they play. Could this be a banana skin for City?
No.
Okay,
no, I think Leeds is too soon. I mean, listen, if he manages to set them up going to the toughest team in the league right now, away from home, a free scoring Haaland machine like team, and actually get a result, then that's an incredible achievement. But because he's only just come through the door, I think it makes it even less likely that he's gonna be able to get them set up so quickly. Leeds' fixtures, they've got 4 games left, and it's Man City away, Newcastle at home, West Ham away, and Tottenham at home. That is ridiculously difficult, and I think
they might get some points on the last day.
But maybe not, because you know you guys are at least scoring again. So
and
Leeds are I just think that there's a reason why they know if they didn't sack Garcia, he's done. Like they are getting relegated with Garcia with this fixture list, and even with Sam Allardyce, I think he still might get relegated with that fixture list, but we'll see.
This is a good stat for you. Leeds actually set a new Premier League record for goals conceded in a month during April, which is funny because considering that Tottenham also lost 6. They shipped 23 goals in 7 games. It was the most by a top flight side in 1 month since Birmingham in April 1965.
Jesus.
That's not boding well.
That's a
stat.
That's a stat.
That's a stat. That is a
when
stat.
I heard that year, I was like, whoa. Was not expecting that. Was not expecting that at all. Man City winning 5-1, they're saying in the chat. Listen, I would be shocked if they don't absolutely batter Leeds. I'm not going to lie, because Leeds defensively have been awful. It's going to take a lot to fix that so quickly.
Okay, score prediction.
I'm going to go with a 4-0 Man City win.
Oh, I was going to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Going to do the same.
It feels right.
It does feel right. It does.
Happy from the result the other day?
Yeah.
I saw you in expressions on the TL.
We're cooking. We're serving up that fish.
We won.
We won. My other team won. I saw a good comment from the DR social media. Someone said, doesn't she support Spurs? And he went, well, she's currently seeing other clubs until the end of the season.
Yeah.
Right, we are running the predictions. For the Palace game, we've got a 48% Palace win, Tottenham on 31% and a draw at 19%. We have a super chat here from Amy who said, will you two shameless City fans be at the parade? I'm happy to go to the parade if they win. You?
Nah, I'm not going to take it that far.
I'd go.
I just need.
Why not?
They
are the one good thing.
Because I'm not actually like. It doesn't mean that I'm happy for them. I'm just happy Arsenal aren't winning it.
Yeah, but don't you want to show thanks to them for stopping?
I'd more likely to go to Emirates and console. That would be funnier.
Oh no.
I'm more likely to go to the Emirates and console them.
I'd happily go to the thing. I would honestly.
You go to the parade.
I'll let you know how it is.
You celebrate, and I'll go to the Emirates and console the sad faces.
I'm not celebrating that City have won the league.
Yeah, because I don't care about City. I don't want them to win anything.
I'm celebrating that City have stopped.
Yeah, I get you.
But it's not over yet. I don't know if this other chat is baiting me or not, so I'll let Matisse read it.
What do you mean? Why am I getting involved in this?
Because I'm not being baited a second time because I don't even understand what happened the first time. Quite honestly.
And then just which super chat is it from
one.
Amy? No, from Oil.
Am I being baited on that one? Me and Matisse have got no idea what you got up to in the chat.
What do you think about Monaco? I'm not going to read the rest of it, but what do you think about Monaco?
What do I think about Monaco? I don't.
The Grand Prix track? Are you talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about the team. Actually, we are obviously we are going to be on track GP straight after this. We are filming
opportunity
some
to plug.
Yeah, good content.
For the Miami Grand Prix this weekend. So there you go. That's a perfect opportunity to plug.
Yeah, but don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, I'm not falling for that.
No, definitely not. All right, Bournemouth against Chelsea. Now, I text Matisse during that game with Arsenal, and I said, Matisse, I have never seen a worse performance like this from Chelsea.
Really?
I
have.
So poor. You could not string two balls together.
Yep.
It was shocking. And for me as a Tottenham fan to say, you are worse than us is genuinely something exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
But you are dreadful.
Yes.
What on earth?
Yes, we are.
How have you spent $500 million? Tell me how. On what?
I mean, I'm speechless. I mean, the way that this is going down for me right now is just insane. This is what we do. I told Arsenal fans, do not be worried. You know, they were coming to me before the game. We're a little bit vulnerable right now. We're losing.
They were.
We're drawing, and we're not too sure about things. And you know, maybe it's a London derby and Chelsea and Lampard. You never know. And I said, no, we do know. We know that we're gonna lose, and you guys are gonna win. So please don't play underdog.
But why is that? What is going on?
Because we are horrendous.
But why?
We are the worst team in the league right now.
Yeah, you are. But
yes.
Why?
Because we have a manager that really shouldn't even be managing it at this level. You know.
Do you wish that Potter was still there?
No, I don't wish Potter. I don't wish for that because this guy literally went through historically one of the worst runs I've ever seen in my life. However, Lampard is now trying to eclipse that. He could go 007 against Bournemouth.
We could have our very first.
I'm going to dress up in a tuxedo and film in Bond Street and get a little Skyfall thing going because this is unprecedented.
And to be honest with you, Bournemouth are on a brilliant run at the minute.
They are. Ever since they went to Emirates and only narrowly lost, they beat Liverpool, they beat Tottenham. And they're playing incredibly well, and they're favourites for the game. And if they win, they go above us, and we stay on 39 points, and they hit 40 points, and we go again next week. So, listen, I'm not expecting anything from the game.
I've got some good stats for you here. All right, lock in. Chelsea boss Frank Lampard has won none of his 3 Premier League meetings with Bournemouth. He's drawn 1 and lost 2. He's lost 3-0 with Everton earlier this season. He's only faced Liverpool more often without ever winning. So that's good. Frank Lampard has lost 10 matches in all competitions across spells with Everton and Chelsea. The last English manager to lose more consecutive games while in charge of a top flight club was Herbert Bamlett, who was 14 in a row between October and April 1930 with Manchester United. So he's on record, you know.
Wow. Well,
he's on pole for it.
Do you know what? Bournemouth are our bogey team anyway when we're okay, let alone when we're this
These
bad.
are some good stats. They are all anti-Chelsea. Let's have a look.
This This is going to be a cherry Coke situation, isn't it? Same as it was for Liverpool.
Flex.
Oh
no, did they beat Bournemouth? Maybe they beat Bournemouth.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the drinks on Monday.
Yeah. Chelsea have lost each of their last 6 games in all competitions. Their club record of consecutive defeats is 7, which they've had twice between December and January 1960-61. So you're breaking records all around.
Yeah, we're breaking records.
Can I ask you a question? What's going on with Pochettino?
Still waiting. I'm getting a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie. I don't know what's going on. I think Pochettino is negotiating every little thing, as he should, under this ownership, making sure that he doesn't come into the changing room during and after games, making sure that he has full control and, that he gets to, lay down the letter of the law. So as long as it gets done, I'll be fine, but it's taken a bit too long for my liking. I expected it to be announced by now, so I don't know what's going on. They had a meeting in LA on Saturday night about Poch, and
I do find it odd that it's taking so long.
I find it very odd as well. But I think it's.
I'm holding out hope.
I think it's Poch.
I'm holding out hope. I'll hold out hope.
Oh, look at you!
I'll hold out hope.
You're getting excited now that it might not happen.
He's not coming to us. I know.
I really need this to happen, man.
But I hope he turns it down.
I need this to happen. I can't lie.
I'll always hold out hope.
I've invested a lot of stocks in this, and if we don't get him, I don't know where we're going next. That's what scares me. Like, if we don't get Poch, there's not really anyone else out there. We've gone against Nagelsmann. Enrique's not coming, so...
Well, it's not necessarily that Tottenham are going to get Nagelsmann. Why would you not go back and try and get Nagelsmann? He pulled himself out of the race for...
Yeah,
we don't know the reason.
Well, unless he's going to put himself back in, but I assume that he's not interested anymore, so...
I'm just not sure why this is taking so long.
Neither am I.
Jordan Astro said, I swear if Manchester United drop points to this wet wipe of a Chelsea side at the end of the season, we don't deserve top 4.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
Fair point.
That's a great point. Nobody should be dropping points to us right now. If you are, then you're awful. Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. AK says, nice to see the Misery Loves Company duo on DR Sports. Yeah,
I saw
that's
that.
what we are.
Yeah.
Misery Loves Company. City said, if Spurs have any brains, that it would go for Laporte in the summer. City will accept 50 mil for Aymeric Laporte and try to give City midfield loans at Sheffield. I'd take Laporte.
I think you would. Would Laporte want to join you is the question. With no Champions League football, I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it.
So probably, but
it's a nice.
I would absolutely take.
I'm sure Tottenham fans would take Laporte.
I would take Laporte,
but I don't think Laporte would join you.
Yeah, that's probably the issue. All right, Liverpool against Brentford. Liverpool off the back of that win over Fulham.
I mean, Liverpool against Fulham. They were the slightly better team. They were the better team. I think they deserved it on the whole. I think the penalty was definitely sceptical. It's whether Nunes was actually really touched and did he really need to go down. A lot of people are confused and debating that one. But it was a big mistake from Diop to just allow the ball to just loosely get away from him. And next thing you know, he's basically given away a penalty for no reason. Up until that moment, Fulham were defensively really solid and were looking good for something out of that game. But yeah, Liverpool, I think it's too late for top 4. They won't be getting top 4. I think the gap between them and Man United has obviously come down, but Man United still have a couple of games in hand, and I think they've just left it too late. So all they can do now is just lead the charge for Europa League football. And that's really, I think that's where it all caps off for them. I don't think they can do much more than that.
What about Brentford? Because Brentford, 9th in the table, good wins of late.
Again,
do you think that's kind of about where they'll stay?
I think they'll stay. Yeah, I think them and Fulham will stay in 9th, 10th kind of position.
They're only 4. I mean, Fulham. There's a 5-point gap between Fulham and Brentford, but Brentford are only 4 points off Tottenham in 6th. So, assuming that Tottenham will drop further down the table,
I just don't think they're going to leapfrog over, because one of Liverpool, Aston Villa, Tottenham, and Brighton won't make Europe.
Yeah,
and I don't think Brighton will finish ahead of 2 teams in that pack. 1 max, and get themselves maybe at highest 8th, but you need 7th, so I don't think they can get European football.
Okay, what's your prediction for that game?
I'm going to go over Liverpool win. I'm going to go Liverpool 2, Brentford 1.
Okie dokie. Liverpool 2,
Ivan
Brentford
Toney.
1. Okay, and last game is Newcastle against Arsenal. That's my game of the weekend.
We've arrived. This is the moment. For us.
This is our moment.
This is our time. Yep. Remember last season?
Yeah.
Wonderful, wasn't it?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And we're back again.
I think this is the one, isn't it?
This is the nail.
This is the nail.
This is the nail in the coffin.
Pow.
Yes.
Pow. This is the nail. I mean, of course, Arsenal are coming off the back. They have got a little bit of confidence back against Chelsea. But and I mean, I genuinely think even we could beat Chelsea at this point. Newcastle flying so high, so high. They are going to be playing Champions League football next season unless something goes horribly wrong, which I can't see happening. To go to St James's Park.
So difficult.
So difficult.
As you know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really, really tough. But I tell you what, what do you reckon? What's your chances for Arsenal getting something out of this?
I think Gabriel is a doubt for this game.
Ooh.
And Saliba's out. So that could be a holding Kivior centre-back partnership against Callum Wilson, who's on fire, and Isak, who's on fire.
On fire.
And I just don't see that going well, if that is the situation at centre-back. The rest of the team is fine. They were brilliant against Chelsea. Obviously, we're awful, so we're not anything to kind of, don't look at our game and kind of, change any opinions that you have because everybody beats us. But yeah, they were really good against us. But I think Newcastle right now are really, really, really problematic, and they're not completely over the line for Champions League football. So they're gonna continue to keep raising their game and keep putting the work in. And at St James's Park, it's an absolute fortress.
Yeah.
They've got an incredible defence. They're very solid back there. And St James's Park is going to be absolutely rocking. The atmosphere is going to be so intense. And I just think Arsenal, there might be some flashbacks from last season. Obviously, Man City are back on top of the league as well. Who plays first is more important. I think Man City play against Leeds. Man City are going to beat Leeds.
Setting the tone.
And they're going to go further clear. And Arsenal players going into that Newcastle game are going to know that they need to win because Man City have a game in hand and they're
also the way around it's been continuously has been Arsenal go first, City play catch up.
Exactly.
So this time,
Arsenal will most likely be 4 points behind City. Same games played going into that Newcastle game, and they have to win. They can't drop points.
So let's say they drop points. Is it done?
It's done. Absolutely, it's done anyway.
Yeah,
it's done anyway, right? It's for me, it's done. But for the hopefuls, for the people that are still clinging on for dear life, if you don't beat Newcastle, it's actually done, like fully done. Because I have no doubts Manchester City are going to beat Leeds. So my prediction, your prediction. You're so happy.
I'll be happier once I've got beat. My prediction will be 3-1 Newcastle.
Wow. I'm going to go the same. I'm going to go the same.
I like it.
I can feel it.
I like it.
I can feel it.
I
can feel it. This is the moment. This is the moment. And then after this, we can all go back to being...
We can just get on with our lives.
We can all be cool again.
Yeah.
This is not... It's not going to last,
No.
This is just for now.
We're probably going to have the same thing next season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, we'll be fine after this, everyone.
But, we just need to get back on with our lives.
We just need to get back to normality.
Yeah.
Reality. And
it's been a weird old season.
It's been weird.
I need the season to end, to be honest with you.
I didn't like it.
I'm over it. It's been a really, really distressing season campaign. Right, that is all the games for this weekend. So just having a look at the table from bottom to top, it is Manchester. I was going to do Manchester. I was going to do bottom to top, but we'll go top to bottom. Manchester City are currently top of the Premier League, 79 points. Arsenal with 78 in second. Newcastle 65. United 63, which makes up the top four. Then it's Liverpool with 59, Tottenham 54, Villa 54, Brighton 52, Brentford 50, and Fulham make up the top 10 with 45. Then we head to the bottom side, and we'll see Chelsea in a bit. 11th is Crystal Palace with 40 points. Chelsea with 39 points. Now, Chelsea have been on 39 points.
For a long time?
I'd say February, March?
I don't know.
We're going back that far?
Yeah. I don't know.
Will they reach 40 points this week?
Do you know what? We might not reach 40 points just as a whole.
Do you know what? That's one of the things that you would have needed this season. You know how everyone has that clock when Spurs last won a trophy, like the years and stuff. We should have done that to how long it's taking you to reach 40 points.
I should have had a timer.
Yeah.
The hours and days.
What will be announced first? Your manager or you reaching 40 points?
Manager.
Manager.
Yeah,
okay.
we're not. Yeah. manager. We're not going to get anything this weekend, I don't think.
Okay, so this is a proper battle, these two, because Bournemouth are just below them, same points, 39. Bournemouth can leapfrog them. Then you've got Wolves in 14th, West Ham 15th, Leicester 16th, Leeds 17th, 18th is Nottingham Forest, 19th is Everton, and 20th is Southampton. Southampton looking all but down.
They're definitely done, I think. Yeah.
Done and down.
Yeah.
But that is that for this week's Premier League preview. We will see you on Monday for weekend roundup. Yep. But in the meantime, please come and join us on Sunday nights over on Track GP.
Yeah.
We are going to be doing the Miami Grand Prix. It's going to be fun, good way to spend your
I'm
bank
hearing
holiday
there's going to
Sunday
be sand
with us.
and there's going to be
palm trees,
cocktails
sand,
and all sorts
cocktails.
of madness on the set. So,
yeah. We're going all out for Miami.
Hopefully.
We really are.
And I mean, if for everyone that caught the earlier stream, big up.
Yeah, big up. Before we got cut.
Do you know what I mean?
But until then, make sure you like and subscribe to On Track GP, and also hit the like button over on DR as well. Thanks so much, guys. See you later.
Competition time again, and here is a chance to win a brand new PS5. All you got to do is subscribe to On Track GP on YouTube.
Also follow us on Instagram at OnTrackGP. Make sure you like the competition post, it's pinned on Instagram as well.
You can win yourself this right now. What are you waiting for?
Can I enter? Or can I have a go?
No.